Hi, my name is Intan Ulfalusi. My NPM is 24103200037, and in here I will explain about discourse analysis like cohesion, coherence, speech even, and the example. So let's get it. The word discourse is usually defined as language beyond the sentence, and so the analysis of discourse is typically concerned with the study of language in text and conversation. In many of the preceding chapters, when we were concentrating on linguistic description, we were concerned with the accurate representation of the forms and structures. However, as language users, we are capable of more than simply recognizing correct versus incorrect forms and structures. We can even cope with text written in English, which we couldn't produce ourselves and which appear to break a lot of the rules of the English language. Yet we can build an interpretation. The following example, provided by Eric Nelson, is from an essay by a student learning English and contains all kinds of errors, yet it can be understood. Okay, we can look about the paragraph. My natal was in a small town very close to Riyadh, capital of Saudi Arabia. The distance between my town of Riyadh 7 miles exactly. The name of this Al-Masani, that means in English victories. It takes this name from the people career. In my childhood, I remember that people live. It was very simple. Most of the people was farmer. This example may serve to illustrate a simple point about the way we rake to language that contains ungrammatical forms. Cohesion refers to the way different parts of a text are linked together using linguistic devices to create unity and meaning. It includes the use of reference words like he, she, it, repetition, conjunctions like however, and consistent verb tenses to connect ideas smoothly from one sentence to another. For example, in the paragraph, my father once bought a Lincoln convertible. He did it by saving every penny he could. That car would be worth a fortune nowadays. The word he, it, and that car are cohesive ties that refer back to my father and Lincoln convertible. This connection helps the reader follow the meaning easily. Coherence is the quality that makes a text or conversation meaningful and logically connected. But it doesn't come from the words alone. It comes from the reader's or listener's understanding and their ability to relate the information to their knowledge and experiences. People make sense of what they read or hear by filling in missing information and interpreting what is meant. Speech events are specific situations where people use language to communicate, such as conversation, interviews, debates, or discussions. What people say and how they say it can vary greatly depending on many factors, like the relationship between the speakers and listeners, friends or strangers, young or old, same or different social status, the topic and the setting of the conversation. For example, the way you speak to your close friends at home will be very different from how you speak to your boss in a formal meeting. Even if the topic is similar, the choice of words, tone, and structures of sentence will change depending on the roles and content. These variations are what define a speech event. Let me show you for the example and a little explanation for cohesion, coherence, and speech events. So the first is cohesion. Example, Lisa has a cat. She loves it very much. The cat follows her everywhere. So, cohesion refers to the connection between parts of a text that hold it together. In this example, the word she, it, and the cat revert back to Lisa and cat, creating links between their sentence. And the next for example of coherence, I lost my case. I was late for work. My boss wasn't happy. The explanation, coherence, is the logical flow and overall meaning of a text. Even if the sentences are short and don't use linking words, we can understand the connection. Losing the case causes being late, and that led to the boss being unhappy. The reader makes sense of the situation using command knowledge and logic. Coherence comes from the ideas being connected in a meaningful way, not just the words. And the last, for example, speech event. Someone is having a job interview. HR, can you tell me about your strengths? An applicant answer, sure, I'm very organized and a fast learner. Explanation, speech events are situations where language is used socially such as interviews, debates, or everyday conversation. In this example, the speaker and listener roles, topic, and context affect the way they speak.
So that's all from me, and thank you for watching, and bye bye.